Hello everyone, my name is Q, also known as Quentin. I also am going to be making my second YouTube video here on my channel. I am a day trader that does mainly focus on trading the New York session to late London session, and then also I do mainly trade gold. But I am not here to actually speak about the charts, because if you wanted to see how my strategy actually does kind of play into the charts, then you should take a look at my previous video that I had made. I know that one's probably a little bit older. I think I had made that one a year and a half ago to almost 2 years ago at this point. But that video is still very, very true to what I do nowadays. As you can see here, I'm currently in a trade at the moment actually. It is attempting to pull back on me, but I'm going to stick it out because that is part of the process. And what I mainly want to get on here and actually talk about today is going to be the process and the psychology you need to have, also being a day trader as well. So this main topic I want to speak on is actually going to be periods of drawdown. So periods of drawdown is something that you will experience as a day trader. You will probably experience this even as just a entrepreneur that does other businesses. If you do anything from a service-based business, or even if you're in sales, I can speak on sales. I've done it as well, where in sales consistently you might have a really good month, but then you might have a bad month, or you might have a month where it's just consistently the same amount. Not every month that you are an entrepreneur is life going to go like this, or even your income going to just continue to go up. Because there are times where you actually will have a losing month or a losing week, and that's going to affect everything, obviously. There are those times. I recently just actually came out of a losing month. It was one of my first ones that I was actually purely losing. And I have the entire thing journaled. I would rather just keep that to myself for right now. But I have the entire thing journaled, and in all honesty, how I managed to handle the month wasn't half bad. I'll give myself that. I did take 1 week off just to kind of avoid taking any unnecessary losses on top of what I already took. But what the main thing that I actually took away from that was that you have to be a really good risk manager, and you have to be good with managing your funds, because if you're not good with managing your funds, you will not be in this game much longer. And if you're not in the game, you can't play the game. So obviously for me to be able to take this trade today is June 2nd, I need to be able to be in the game. And well, you can't be in the game if you blow your account. You know what I mean? So the purpose of this video is going to be really more of how to kind of move during these periods, right? Because I just got done dealing with mine, and hopefully this month is going to be a whole lot better. Well, based on this, it's not going to be. But what you really need to focus on is just mainly keeping that frame of mind where, one, nothing can break you, and two, that this is just part of the game. You have to charge it to the game. You can't take this personal, because if you take it personal, then you're going to believe that everything else after that is going to be personal. And you don't want that on the charts, because then you take that personal feeling onto the charts. You're going to start taking personal trades because you feel like this one should be a winner, or you feel like you shouldn't have lost in this one. When in reality, if I lose this trade, bro, it is what it is. It's part of the game. You get what I mean? So you have to be also a good risk manager. So granted, I had a losing month, but that month could have been a whole lot worse had I not actually been a decent risk manager, because I could have blown all of the accounts that I had, just trying to continuously chase after something that I clearly was not getting at that moment. And the thing is that what made it really good for me was that I was able to distinguish when was a good time to actually start to take off some risk. So after I started experiencing probably a week of what just happened, that's when it's okay, let me take off some risk so that I'm not going to go into this week, and if God forbid it happens again, I'm not going to lose as much as I did the previous week. And then if it happens again, same thing, you cut down your risk. You just continuously keep doing that. And then also what I mean by funds manager is that even just for my basic entrepreneurs out there, sorry, not basic, I don't mean basic, but for my entrepreneurs out there, being able to be comfortable in your losing phase is something that you really have to be okay with. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because it's not going to be fun having to lose money. It's not going to be thing that you look forward to, but the thing is that you almost like have to mentally plan for when it happens, because that day will come, and it'll come for entrepreneurs in many different businesses and services, where you have that 1 month where it's just like, bro, what happened? And you have to chalk it to the game. It is what it is. And another big note is, don't live above your means. And this is something I've heard through numerous different entrepreneurs that I've like watched for like podcasts or even read books on. And it's really, you have to focus on, again, just managing your risk and managing yourself. As long as you're not blowing stupid money at that time, then you're good. And as long as that you are okay financially for like your day-to-day stuff, like your bills, as long as your bills, one, shouldn't equal 50% of what you're making per month. And then on top of that, you should also have a decent amount saved up to experience that time, because that day will come. Like, as much as you don't care for that day to come, that day is going to come. And you have to be okay with sitting throughout that. You get what I mean? So that's like my biggest note throughout this is, one, it's okay. It's part of the game. 2, live below your means. 3, study your ass off. Study as hard as you possibly can, because when you eventually get back to that winning season, you're gonna pop, right? Because you're gonna pop. Because I understand in at least this trading game that there are times and periods where you're having a really good month and you're gonna have an average month. Then you might have the red month like I experienced. Then you will have a really good month. Again, it's part of the game. So study, because that's all I did. All I did was say, okay, this is maybe just my losing season for right now. Let me study up. I was studying hard. 3 hours a day at the minimum was the time I was giving myself, on top of having to deal with trading in the morning as well. So study, manage your funds, and just trust in what your abilities are. Trust that this is just part of it. Trust that it's not going to last forever on top of that, because it will feel like it lasts forever, but if you don't continuously keep trying to build yourself out of it, then it will last forever. So that's why I say you have to study as well. Those are the 3 main components that has helped me kind of stay true into what my strategy does do, because strategies sometimes do have those losing periods, and it is what it is. But you have to sit there and just study and just make sure that you're not doing anything incorrectly throughout your strategy. And also journal what has happened for that month as well. I think that would be a little like extra tip, and is just a little extra advice, is that journal, one, how you feel, and journal what you did wrong, or what you potentially did wrong as well, because obviously something did go wrong in order for you to have a bad month. Now there could be times where, again, it's just your losing season, but at least journal it so that, one, you can look back on it if you go through that season again, which you probably will, because everyone goes through it. It is what it is. And it's not something that ends. Like, it's like a chart, I would like to say, where you have those swings up and you have those swings down. You just want to see more swings up, and you want to experience as little swings down as you possibly can. So it's study, manage your funds, trust in yourself. Additional tip, journal so that you know what you did wrong and that you can correct it for the next day. Because if you don't know what you did wrong, you can't correct what you need to do right. I thank you guys. I appreciate you for watching my YouTube video. I will trying to push out a lot more content as I do this mainly as my main job. So I will try to put a lot more content out there, just because I actually want to grow my following personally. I want to be seen. I'll give it that. I want to be seen. And one thing I want to do in the future is actually start to teach people, and I'm not going to be able to do that by not showing my face. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. And if you are someone that actually watches this video later down the road, thank you for finding me.